is changing, and most people don't even realize it. Every scroll, every notification, every short video is slowly rewiring the way you think. Your focus is weaker, your patience is disappearing, your mind feels constantly distracted, and the scary part is, this has become normal. People wake up and immediately check their phone. They can't eat without watching something. They can't sit in silence anymore. Their brain has become addicted to stimulation. And while social media keeps feeding people entertainment, it slowly steals something much more valuable: their attention, their discipline, their ability to think deeply. This generation has more technology than ever before, but mentally, many people have never felt more lost. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what social media is doing to your brain, why your focus feels broken, why your mind constantly craves distraction, and how to take control back before it completely controls you. Social media was never designed to protect your mind. It was designed to capture your attention. Because attention is profitable, the longer you stay scrolling, the more these platforms win. And over time, your brain begins adapting to this endless cycle of stimulation. Fast videos, fast dopamine, fast entertainment. Everything becomes shorter attention spans, shorter patience, shorter focus. People struggle to concentrate now. Reading feels difficult. Studying feels exhausting. Silence feels uncomfortable. Not because human beings suddenly became weak, but because their brains have been overstimulated for years. Think about how often people reach for their phone without even thinking. The moment boredom appears, they escape it instantly. Waiting in line, phone. Feeling uncomfortable, phone. One quiet moment alone with their thoughts, phone. People are no longer training their mind to focus. They are training it to constantly seek distraction, and eventually, that distraction becomes an addiction. The dangerous thing about social media addiction is that it doesn't always look serious. Most people imagine addiction as something extreme, but addiction can also look normal. Scrolling for hours every night, checking notifications every few minutes, feeling anxious without your phone nearby. That is addiction too. And the scary part is, millions of people are living this way every single day, completely disconnected from reality. Their mind is constantly consuming, but rarely creating, constantly reacting, but rarely thinking deeply. Social media has created a generation that struggles to be present. People sit together while staring at separate screens. Moments disappear because nobody is fully there anymore. Attention has become fragmented. And once your attention is controlled, your life becomes easier to control too. Because attention shapes everything. Your habits, your discipline, your future. Whatever controls your attention, controls your direction in life. That's why focus has become so rare now. People want success, but cannot focus for more than a few minutes. They want discipline, but their brain constantly craves stimulation. They want peace, but their mind has become addicted to noise, and social media keeps feeding that noise every second. The truth is, your brain was never built to process this much stimulation constantly. Thousands of videos, endless opinions, perfect lifestyles, fake success, constant comparison. Every day, people absorb more information than their mind can emotionally handle, and eventually, it begins affecting the way they see themselves. Comparison becomes automatic. People scroll through carefully edited lives and slowly begin feeling dissatisfied with their own reality. They see luxury, beauty, success, popularity, and they start questioning their own worth. But what they don't realize is, social media mostly shows performance, highlights, filters, edited moments. Nobody uploads their loneliness. Nobody uploads their failures. Nobody uploads the nights they cried alone. You are comparing your real life to somebody else's performance. And that comparison slowly destroys confidence. That's why so many people feel mentally exhausted now. Not because life became impossible, but because their mind never truly rests anymore. Even during rest, their brain is overstimulated. Notifications, videos, messages scrolling, constant mental noise. People are physically sitting still, but mentally, their brain never stops running. And over time, that destroys peace. It destroys patience. It destroys clarity. It destroys deep thinking. The saddest part is that many people no longer know who they are without distraction. The moment silence appears, they feel uncomfortable, because silence forces self-awareness. Silence forces reflection. and reflection can be painful. That's why social media becomes an escape from boredom, an escape from reality, an escape from difficult emotions. But escaping your thoughts never solves them, it only delays them. But social media trains the opposite behavior. It rewards impulsiveness, fast rewards, fast entertainment, fast emotional reactions, and slowly, people lose the ability to stay patient with long-term goals. Everything must happen instantly now. Instant pleasure, instant success, instant validation. But real life does not work that way. But a brain addicted to instant dopamine struggles to accept that. That's why consistency feels harder than ever for many people. One notification, that's all it takes, and suddenly your focus is gone again. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you own, because whatever you give your attention to eventually shapes your life. If your attention constantly belongs to distraction, your potential slowly disappears with it. That's why protecting your mind matters now more than ever. You do not need to completely abandon technology, but you must stop allowing it to control you. You must rebuild your ability to focus, to think deeply, to sit in silence, to work without constant stimulation. Because in a world full of distraction, focus becomes a superpower. The people who will succeed in the future are not just talented people. They are people who can control their attention, people who can stay disciplined while the world constantly tries to distract them, people who can disconnect from noise long enough to build something meaningful. And that begins with awareness. Awareness of how social media affects your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, your identity. Because if you are not careful, you slowly become programmed by whatever you consume daily. Your mindset changes, your standards change, your behavior changes, and eventually, your entire life changes with it. So ask yourself honestly, how much of your life is truly yours anymore? How much of your attention has been stolen by endless scrolling? How many dreams have been delayed because distraction felt easier than discipline? Because one day, many people will realize they spent years consuming everybody else's life while neglecting their own, and by then, time will not come back. Protect your attention, protect your focus, protect your mind, because your brain is not meant to be controlled by algorithms. It is meant to build a meaningful life.